Hey guys, assalamu alaikum, it's Janaji, that's me, the hijabi from TNT. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be working with dashing bush again, and this time I'm going to be using it to make a one-pot cook-up called Bhaji rice. Now it's a delicious one-pot style meal that you're going to absolutely love. So before we start the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell notification button as well so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And don't forget to comment down below hashtag shoutout if you do want to get a shoutout in my next video. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video to see who's going to get a shoutout in this one. The ingredients for this dish is so simple. You're just going to be needing some rice, going to be using the dashing bush, some coconut milk, onion, pimento, hot pepper, garlic. I'm using saltfish, but you can use any salted meat that you like, and I'm going to be using some golden rye. First thing you want to do is just boil your saltfish until it's not as salty. It differs, the time differs. Sometimes I take 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes. Just taste it and make sure it isn't too salty. And then while that's boiling, I'm just going to prepare the dashing bush leaves. And the stems I'm going to be using too. Now this is one whole bundle that I got from the supermarket, but I'm not going to be using the entire thing for this recipe. If you are going to be using the entire one, just adjust the recipe accordingly. I'm just going to be using like 7 leaves from this bundle, and I'm going to be using the stems as well. So you're just going to pick them out. Remember to oil your hand if you tend to itch when you're dealing with dashing bush. It doesn't really bother me, so I don't really use the oil. And then you're just going to chop the dashing bush leaves as fine as possible and as equal size as possible too. And I'm also going to be using the stems. So I'm just going to use the stems from the leaves that I just separated, and I'm just going to cut them up into small pieces as well. I'm going to be using both the stems and the leaves in my Bhaji rice recipe. Then I'm going to just be chopping up my pimentos, the garlic, the onion, and the hot peppers. I'm just going to be using some nice big size pimentos here. I'm going to be cutting them up as fine as possible. And then I'm going to be grating my garlic and going to be chopping up my hot pepper. Now, you don't have to use the hot pepper if you're not a pepper mouth, or you can reduce it. But this pepper was nice and hot, which was perfect for me. So you can eliminate it if you want to eliminate it. And yes, wear gloves, or you can use a fork to hold it instead of using your fingers like me. But pepper does not bother me at all in terms of skin burning or anything like that. So just be careful when you're using or dealing with the pepper. Use your gloves, or you can use a fork to cut it up properly. I'm cutting my onions very fine because I don't want to be I don't like the big chunks in the Bhaji rice. And this is just basically the ingredients, the basic ingredients so far. So now the saltfish is finished boiling. I'm just going to be removing it from the water, straining it out, rinsing it, and I'm going to be breaking it up into small pieces, and the small pieces is what we're going to be cooking up. So to my pot, I have my coconut oil. I like to cook with coconut oil, and I'm heating it up. I'm keeping the heat on low to medium. I'm adding the onions, the pepper, the pimento, and the garlic. You're just going to saute that until everything is nice and tender and properly cooked, and then you're going to be adding in your saltfish. Now keep your heat on low because at this point it can stick a little bit. Next, you're just going to be adding in your washed dashing bush leaves and stems. I didn't show the washing part of it, but be sure to wash it properly. And you're just going to be adding it to your pot that is on low to medium heat. I'm just going to stir it up a little bit, and I'm going to just cover it and let it cook down just for about 1 to 2 minutes on low heat. Now after it's been on the stove for like about 2 minutes, this is what it looks like. It's going to melt down a little bit, which is just fine. And now I'm going to be adding the rice, and also into the pot goes the coconut milk. And I'm also going to be adding some water to this. Now the exact measurements for everything that I'm using can be found on my website. It's listed down below on the screen there, so you can check it out. So I'm just going to cover back the pot, and I'm going to let it simmer on low to medium heat, and then I'm going to keep checking it about 10 minutes in or so. And don't forget the golden rye, but this part is optional. If you don't want to use the golden rye, don't have to. I just absolutely love golden rye in my food. It adds that nice extra kick to it. So I'm covering the pot. 10 minutes later, I'm checking it, see what it looks like now. And you can add more water if you want to at this point, just to prevent it from sticking. And the total cook time for your bhaji rice will depend on how soft you like your rice. Now this is one of those dishes that's like pilau. Some people like it a little dryish, some people like it a little sappy or a little wet. So keep adjusting or keep adding water until you get the rice just the way you like it. So I'm going to repeat it again. Check it about 10 minutes, cover it, check it about 10 minutes. Now this is what it looks looking like after another 10 minutes cooking. And of course I need some more water because I like a little soft rice. I'm adding more water and I'm just going to cover it again and let it cook down. Continue cooking on low heat. And at this point you can add your salt, you can add black pepper, you can taste it like what I'm doing there. And you can add your salt and your black pepper accordingly. Now at this last point, instead of covering it down again, you can just leave it, let it cook out. Like let's say the rice is just soft enough for you, you can just leave the cover off and let it cook down. But because I added more water, I'm just going to cover it back, let it simmer again for a little bit, let the rice cook a little more, and after that we'll be finished with it. After about 35 minutes on the stove, this is what the finished product looks like. My perfect bhaji rice. The rice is nicely cooked, it's not too hard and it's not too soft, it's just right. So like I said again, the cook time could vary depending on just how you like your rice. So this was a short video on bhaji rice, guys. It was that simple to put together bhaji rice. Your key ingredients, your dashing bush, of course, a little coconut milk and a little salted something, rice, and you're good to go. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you do share with your friends and your family. Be sure to try it as well and let me know what you think about it. And of course, to go with the bhaji rice, you must have stew. Bhaji rice and stew is a perfect combination. So stew chicken, bhaji rice, some plantain, some cucumber salsa, and some cuckoo to go along with it. So thanks so much guys for watching this video, and like I said, I hope you did enjoy it. And before we go, we have to do the shout outs, of course. Hashtag shout outs if you want to get the shout out in my next video. So first one goes out to Crystal Mohammed, shout out to you. Second one goes to Anne-Marie Mahabir, and the third shout out goes to Samaya Ali. Thanks so much for watching guys. Now I have a little special request for another shout out. He said I missed it last time, so make sure to include it this time. To my dear husband Kosem, shout out to you. Thanks so much for watching guys.